Hello everyone and welcome to Mobility Academy. I'm the flexibility guy, Coach Elia, and in today's video I want to explain to you why you should keep an external rotation in your shoulders if you want to stretch your shoulders. This is really important, guys. But before I start, let me show you my brand new book, Shoulders Range, because we'll be talking about shoulders flexibility. And if you want to improve your shoulders and upper body flexibility, this is the right book for you, because this is the complete playbook to master your shoulders and upper body flexibility. So if you want to buy a copy of this book, check out the link in the description down below. All right, now with that said, let's start. All right, guys, so first of all, this is a really important lesson, because throughout this lesson here, you'll understand how your shoulder moves, all right, and why you should move it in a certain kind of a position to improve your stretches. All right, so let's talk about the shoulder internal and external rotation. So when you perform an internal rotation, this means that you move your shoulder like this, or like this, or from this position here, watch my hand, like this. You're internally rotating, all right? Vice versa, when you are externally rotating, you're doing something like this, or like this from here to here, or look at my hand, from here to here. You're externally rotating. Now, the problem is that the major muscles in our body, so the pecs here, the lats, the bicep, tricep, the shoulder, also the strongest muscles of the shoulder, they all internally rotate. They do something like this. So when we do a pull-up, or when we make a push-up, or when we lift something, etc., and we activate those muscles, we are internally rotating. So the internal rotation forces are usually stronger than the external rotation forces. All right, so when you internally rotate, you're using your pecs, your lats, etc. So why this happens? Because when they contract, so when your muscles contract, so your chest, for example, contracts, it pulls your arm like this. All right, same for the lats, same for the shoulders, etc. So if you want to stretch them, you gotta find a way not to contract them, but to do the reverse, to stretch, all right, to create a stretching effect. And how can you do that? By externally rotating the shoulder. Does it make sense? Because if you contract a muscle and the muscle moves your arm like this, if you stretch it like this, you will stretch it more, because, yeah, you know, it's the opposite direction. So when you want to do a stretch, for example, for your lats, it's really important, of course, not every time you do them, but when you do them, try to externally rotate your shoulders. Now, I want to show you what does it mean to externally rotate the shoulder. Let's take a look at this exercise right here on the rings, for example. So let's assume you want to stretch your shoulders with your arms straight, grabbing the rings. So if you put your palms like this on the rings, you're facing down with your palms. Can you see that this is internal rotation? Can you see that? Your arms will be internally rotated. Now, to understand external rotation, you actually want to do something like this. Of course, this movement here starts from the forearm and from the hand, but you do want to imagine to bring it also up on top to the shoulder. So you do want to move the shoulder out. All right, so you want to rotate the shoulder out. So imagine like grabbing the rings like this and doing the exact same stretch. So rather than this with the palms facing down, you want to face up with the palms and do exactly the same stretch. All right, what does happen here? Rather than keeping your arms in, you're keeping your arms out. And by keeping your arms out, you will be stretching your lats and your chest more. And so take every stretch you want to do, all right? a stretch on the floor, a stretch on the rings, a stretch on a bar. Every time you stretch, the message of this video is that every time you want to stretch and you want to improve your lats and your chest or your shoulder flexibility, you want to externally rotate. Most of the time, if you want to improve the flexibility of those muscles. So every time one of my students, for example, asks me, what should I do to stretch my shoulders better? I always suggest him do the exercise with more focus on the external rotation. So master your external rotation. You can, how to master the external rotation during your stretches. You can do the exercise on the rings. So rather than looking at the floor with your palms, you can look up. And this will teach you how to externally rotate. But you can also do that on the floor. So you place your hands on the floor like this, all right? Then what you want to do here is really simple. As you can see, your elbows, the face of your elbows are right here, can look in like this. I'm internally rotating this way. Can you see that? I'm not moving my hand. I'm just moving my shoulder and my forearm. So it can internally rotate, but it can also move in the opposite direction. So the face of the elbow is looking in front of me. Can you see that? So you can also do this exercise right here to understand better how to externally rotate. And you wanna create the movement starting on top. You don't wanna create the movement with your forearm. You wanna create the movement with your shoulder. And from here, it starts and it goes here. All right? So you can do 10 reps of these, for example. So you internally rotate, external, internal, external. And you can do that 10 times. And then as you go, for example, 10 times like this, all right? And on rep number 10, you wanna keep the exact same activation. So you go external, and then you keep the activation, and you go into your beautiful shoulder stretch, keeping that external rotation. It's actually a very good stretch, but why is it good? Because of course, I'm creating this movement with my shoulder. So I'm moving my shoulder like this, which is stretching my upper body, of course. But on top of that, I'm moving also my shoulder in external rotation. And as I said, external rotation creates more flexibility most of the time. All right, guys, this is a theoretical lesson about the shoulder's flexibility. But this is really important. These are the details that make difference in your stretches. And I really hope that with this video, I've helped you understand how to improve your stretches, your shoulders or stretches, all right? But I wanna listen to your questions, to your doubts, and your opinions about this video right here, so leave a comment down below, and remember to hit that like button to help me grow this YouTube channel. It means a lot to me, guys, you know that, all right? So with that said, that's all for this video. I hope that everything is clear, and from the flexibility guy, Coach Elia, have a nice stretch, and see you in the next video.